If you fish for the herring, they rule your life. They swim at night. You've got to be out there at night waiting for them to swim.
With our nets and gear we're faring.
Of course, it's a wonder too, you see. You pick one of these little fish up, and that's vibrant with life, like that.
On the wild and wasteful ocean.
The numbers, you realise it's only one of millions and millions and millions. When the little people swim up properly, they really do it.
It's there on the deep that we harvest and reap our bread.
There's no lazy man when herring about.
As we hunt the bonny shoals of herring.
When you're doing well and catching fish, they talk to them all the time. Come on, spin up, my darlings, come on. And they absolutely cajole them into the nets.
To be a herring now is certain death. To be a fish now, if you was a fish, you wouldn't count your chances very...
Morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Kawaii herring fishermen that work the nets the whole year round. We've a 5-hour ride to the cinder sleet to reach the western herring ground.
We're diesel engine, nylon nets, RT and echo sound set, and a crew of 8 to toil and sweat. We're a waty fish for the herring, no.
The Murray Firth has been overfished. Consequently, they are forced to go to the west coast. There's nothing for them at home. It used to be when you went to the west coast, you couldn't get home for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks maybe. But nowadays, each boat has its own little minibus and they come and go as they please.
The market will nae wait for God, and neither will it wait for man. First come, first served is aye the rule, and herring's 40 pounds a cran.
We're diesel engine, nylon nets, RT and echo sound set, and a crew of 8 to toil and sweat. We're fish for the herring, no.
Of course, if you join a rat race, you see, the fishing has become a rat race. And once you're in the rat race, it's the survival of the fittest, isn't it?
By Inverness and through Glenalpin, nether folks still in their beds. By Morars, Bens and Derry, Seeger and Malleig's Harper lies ahead.
We're diesel engine, nylon nets, RT and echo sound set, and a crew of 8 to toil and sweat. We're a waty fish for the herring, no.
When we were young, when we come home from Yarmouth, we would have stayed home usually from the end of November up till about February before we went back to fishing. But now it's developed since the war into just one continual rush. The men are driven backwards and forwards to the west coast pretty much like cattle, and they're on the boats about 50 weeks a year.
The whole east coast of Scotland was built on the herring, from Inverness to Great Yarmouth. And life consisted in the seasons following the herring. That was life. It was a way of life. And it centered around the herring. That's not so now.
I started to go to sea in 1892. And the Young John, the John Frederick, Gemini, Failure, Snowdrop, well, what's her name? Snowflake, that's Snowflake, then Breadwinner. Then up jumped the Herring, the king of the sea. He said to the skipper, look under your lee, singing windy old weather, squally old weather. When the wind blow, we'll all go together. There was about 378 men and boys in this village, fishermen, out of this village. When we left school, there was sea or jail or us. I left school when I was 12 years old. Felt right a big man. Yes, I did, and went to sign on to go to sea in the office. When I got home, my mother said, how do you get on, boy? I said, I signed on. We're going to sea tomorrow.
It's up with the dawn with your sea boots on, and down to the Yarmouth Quay.
Kevin bought a little boat called the Young John, 1892.
To fish Smith's Knoll.
Little sailboat, about 40 tons.
Where the big seas roll.
You know, there's a dread. That's not what people saying they don't have that dread, because they do when they first go to sea. You have that feeling. You never went light-hearted, and when the tug got on you and pulled you out the pairs, when she began to lift, you began to think about mother at home then. Now, my mother had 10 children, 8 boys and 2 girls, understand? And we were brought up in this little village here, right on the edge of the coast, where we are, and there's nothing, that's only the fisherman's life. That was his life. You know, like a farm labourer would go work on a farm, and your sisters would go work in a house like Harper Crown a week and all that stuff. See, that was all the place you had to go. They were glad to give you to go.
Years ago, you started very young, and you put through the ropes rough. You know, rough and ready you were put through the ropes.
They were rough old boys, boy. You know, rough, they were rough at you. My uncle, he's the one used to, my Uncle Jimmy used to flog me, and he used to cry after he'd done it. He used to cry after he'd flogged me, he used to cry.
Oh, it was a fine and a pleasant day. Out of Yarmouth Harbour I was faring, as a cabin boy on a sailing lugger, for to go and haunt the shoals of Herring. Oh, the work was hard and the hours were long, and the treatment surely took some bearing. There was little kindness and the kicks were many, as we hunted for the shoals of Herring.
Rare old bulldog breed they were. They didn't care for nothing. Neither God nor man they didn't, that's the truth. They were wicked old men. Now and again you'd find a kind old man with some arm or whatever. Cruel. You weren't allowed to speak, and they'd take and gear ropes in them, or they'd look at you, put the rope on your backside if you're in trouble.
Oh, we fished the Sword and the Broken Bank. I was cook and I'd a quarter sharing, and I used to sleep standing on me feet, and I'd dream about the shoals of Herring.
And you know what? Sometimes I've been sleepy, and they'd throw a bucket of water on to you and wake you up. Wake up, you young beggar. And they'd chuck a bucket of water on you, make you shake your feathers. That'd wake you up.
Boy! Find your sea legs.
Oh, there.
Steady. Stow your gear up there in front in the smallest bunk, boy.
Little place, you'd have to turn yourself around in it.
Ready? Check your stores and stop your gabbing.
In you go to the cabin.
Hello there, old Sam. Come on, come and light your fire. Put the old kettle on.
There's a crew of 10 old fishermen, and you're the boy.
Boy,
You're a galley slave in everyone's employ.
come here.
They're a hungry lot, keep an eye on the pot and see you keep your stove in order.
And if you have to look round, go on there, one eye in the pan, one off the chimney, that's what you'll get.
Now get washed up and start again, this hunger has no end.
We used to live on dumplings.
Peel them spuds and scrub the table, come on there, Sam, you're young and able. Night and morning, tired and yawning out of the bunk, and make your fire with the sleep still in your eyes.
Norfolk dumpling, Norfolk swimmers we call them at sea. Don't know man I used to make when I was at sea. 30, they'd eat the lot. Yeah, fill you up with your dumplings so you didn't want the meat. Proper Norfolk beef, that was a proper Norfolk beef. Norfolk swimmers. Because they come up light when you took the lid off the other one, like little loaves of bread all over.
Now we're away with the wind astern, so work and watch, boy, watch and learn. We're outward bound for the Norfolk ground.
When you're coming in the harbour, you feel pleased, hard up. But when you're going out to sea again out of the harbour, you're on the knuckle buns of your ass.
There ain't no time for you to stand and stare.
You've a job to do. You're in the way, boy, there.
That's right.
You've got to put your time in, Sam, with the old slop bucket and the frying pan, the scrubbing brush and the mop and pail before you call yourself a man. Then you can say that you're a fisherman.
The poor little boys answer everyone's call, you know. Boy, where you got to? Go to this, go there, go and get me this. That's how a boy answers everyone's call.
Do this, do that, come here, go there. You've got to work to earn your share. Down you go in the rope room now, and coil that line.
You're the first one on down, you're the cook. You got to coil the rope with the capstans, even on up the nets, you see. Because you've got about 1.5 miles of rope to coil, you know. Down the rope room, well, that was a rope like too. We were boxed in, coiling there all alone down there, little boy. And there's none of that space round you. Coil the ropes right close round you like that. Boy, right dizzy.
You've got to coil it tidy, coil it neat. Round and round and round and round your feet, hour after hour. A great big rope as thick as your fist, it coils and twists, it twists and turns as they haul the nets.
They drill you. You had to coil them so you would trickle marbles on.
And the rope drips water down your neck as the rope winch feeds it from the deck, and the big new blisters hurt your hands and make 'em burn.
Oh, poor old Tom.
And the biting cold has numbed your feet, and you feel you'll die if you don't get sleep hour after hour.
Very poor.
Till the nets are in and the rope is coiled and stowed away.
And the crew all troop off down below when the cry is heard. Boy,
Cook him, dish up,